we had some big hits with the Box Tops. The Letter was the biggest one in
Yes.
'67, and then '68 was Cry Like a Baby, and then '69 was Soul Deep. Those were the three biggest ones.
Yes.
And then we had Neon Rainbow
Yes.
and several others that weren't quite as big as that.
Yeah. So you guys obviously toured, everywhere doing this music for so many years, but you're still out there doing that, right?
Yeah, we're still playing as the Box Tops. Bill Cunningham, the original bass player, and myself
Yeah.
on guitar, and we are the two original members still touring, and we got three other very talented guys
Yeah.
to play in the band now, and we do a lot of these oldies shows, and we do oldies cruises, and we did the Happy Together tour with the Turtles a few years
Oh,
ago, and
cool.
yeah, so we're still out there playing, and it sounds really good. One thing we do now that we didn't used to do in the '60s is we always hire a horn section,
Nice.
and that sounds great,
Yeah.
and so the band sounds more like the records than we ever did because we've got the horns from the records and all that, and
Yeah.
it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
That's awesome. That's wonderful. So is there a boxtops.com, or how do
Yeah,
folks find out where you are?
yeah, boxtops.com. All of our upcoming dates will be on there, and a list of our past dates and a lot of photographs and music files and videos, and
Oh,
yeah, it's
cool.
a pretty good website, boxtops.com.
Cool.
And then I've got my own website, garytalley.com.
Yeah. And you're
And
doing a lot of different things, not just the box tops. I mean, you do various things. I know that in the music industry circles and also outside music industry circles, you're sort of known as the guy who is the teacher, right? I mean, you're the guitar teacher. What are you doing with that right now?
well, yeah, I've been playing guitar professionally for 60 years now, and I'm 70. I'll be 78 in August.
Well,
So
you drink deeply from the fountain of youth.
thanks.
That's awesome.
So
So, yeah, what are you doing with
and
that?
I've been teaching about 45 of those 60 years, and I made a DVD called Guitar Playing for Songwriters back in '99,
Yeah,
and I really enjoy teaching a lot, and I feel like it's my mission in life to tell people who have tried to play guitar or they think they have a tin ear, or they think they don't have any talent, that they're wrong.
yeah,
Almost everybody can learn how to play an instrument because everybody has a sense of pitch and a sense of rhythm.
yeah.
It might not be developed, but they have it, because if you didn't even have a sense of pitch or rhythm, you couldn't even speak normally.
Right,
But
right,
people don't think about that,
right.
you know.
Yeah,
So I believe in teaching people how to play the way they learned how to speak English or whatever their
yeah,
language is
yeah,
when they were a baby. You
yeah.
hear it and you try to repeat it, and you get a good teacher, and you can do it.
Yes, yeah. That's awesome. So talk like a baby. Yeah, right. I got you. Okay, cry like a baby. Right,
Yeah,
right. That's awesome.
yeah.
So and if somebody is interested in learning guitar, basically just to accompany yourself or whatever. I mean, and they want to connect with you. How do you have a YouTube channel? I mean, how do people see what's going on with that?
Well, on my YouTube channel, the first thing is go to my website, garytalley.com,
Okay.
and my YouTube channel. I have two different things on my YouTube channel. I've got some guitar tutorial videos on there, but the last 4 years, I've also been featuring my 97-year-old mom in Memphis,
Yes.
Nita Talley,
Yes.
singing, and she has become an international YouTube star.
Yes.
People love her all over the world, and she gets cards and letters from
That's
from
awesome.
everywhere.
I've loved that.
And
I've seen a lot
yeah,
of that. Yeah, it's wonderful, and she's doing a lot of the old hymns
uh-huh,
and older songs from the Great American Songbook, and
yep,
you're accompanying her, and it's
uh-huh.
beautiful to watch. It's beautiful.
Well, thanks. I would love everybody to go to that YouTube channel and subscribe to it. Um,
Yes.
and
Yeah. Now, how do
anybody
they
that's
find that?
interested in,
How do they find that, Gary?
well, all you do is go to YouTube and then just type in Gary Talley, and you'll see it. There's another guy named Gary Talley, but obviously it's not me. But you'll see. There he's got some songs up. I think he's a sax player from the Midwest or something. But
There you go.
anyway, it's easy to find me.
Yeah, he's the guy with the
Uh,
guitar. This Gary Talley is the guy with the guitar. That's right.
I'm the guy with the guitar and the 97-year-old lady singing.
That's so cool. I love watching that. It's just it's wonderful to watch. Now you've had other people in that video, if I recall, though, right? Who else has been in that? Didn't you have like third
Yeah,
person?
yeah, yeah. My friend Belinda Lee Leslie,
Okay.
she sang on a lot of the first ones we did. Um, she's a family friend and she's a good singer, and
Yeah.
so she sung really good harmony with my mom.
Yeah.
And she moved to a different town, so we can't get together with her as often as we did.
Gotcha.
So some of the ones we've been doing recently are just me and my mom, but we will be able to get together more with Belinda in the future. So there's more of the trio ones coming.
That's great. That's great. Now, I just have to ask you because we come from the same place. Do you get back to Memphis for any shows or anything at all anymore? Because I know that was a big part of your life for a long time.
Well, yeah. Well, we got inducted to the Memphis Music Hall of Fame in 2018, I believe
That's
it was.
awesome. Love that.
And that was a big honor.
Yeah.
And just last year in September, we got awarded one of the brass note on Beale Street.
Yes. That's so cool. I love that. Awesome. That's
So
great.
we did a small show at the Rum Boogie Cafe down on Beale Street,
Yeah. Nice.
and
Love it.
we haven't had the opportunity to play in Memphis
Oh,
other than that. But I do go. My mom is still there,
okay.
uh,
So when you do the
but so I
videos,
go back there.
yeah. So when you do
Uh-huh.
the videos with her, are you at her house and doing that? Is that where you're doing that?
Yeah, most of them are.
Yeah, that's nice.
Because I go see my mom about once a month, and we try to do a few songs. And
Yeah,
later this year, my mom is going to move in with my wife and I here in Franklin,
nice.
and we're putting a new addition on our house and doing a bunch of stuff.
Oh, that's great.
And but she will eventually be here, and then we'll be able to make videos more often.
Yeah, that's awesome. Love that. Love that so much. Well, you've just like I mentioned, I've known you through session work as well, and you're
Yeah.
always busy, always doing great things in music and what. So I have to ask you. So I know that you in your early days with the Box Tops, you worked with Chips Moman and
Uh-huh.
some great folks. Of course, Dan Penn and
Yeah.
so when you were growing up in Memphis and started with the band and the whole thing, who were your influences?
Well, my first influences were my parents because my mom sang and played piano, and my dad sang and played guitar.
Yeah.
And then after them, my first big influences were people like Dwayne Eddy and the Ventures and
Yeah. Yeah.
James Burton and
Yes.
people like that. And then not too long after that, uh, I had already started playing before the Beatles hit. And then when the Beatles came out, that just amped everything up 10 times.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome.
So, all those people, all the Beatles and the Stones and all that.
Yeah.
And of course, all the blues guys, B.B.
Yes.
King and Albert King and Freddie King and
Yep. The Three Kings.
all,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's awesome. Now you got to work, I'm sure, with touring and things. You probably got to work with some of the guys that you actually grew up, learning from. I would imagine, right?
Oh, I did. Well, I got to meet James Burton and jam with him down
Yeah.
in Shreveport, where his
Yeah.
son has a club down
Yes.
there, and I got to know James a little bit. And
It's awesome.
well, we got to tour. Well, in the Box House, we toured with the Beach Boys and the Doors, and we got to meet all those people, the Rascals, the Lovin' Spoonful,
Yeah.
all the people
Yeah.
in the '60s. That was a big thrill, and I met Jimi Hendrix. That was the biggest
Wow.
thrill, I think.
Yeah. Right.
And later on, I got to play with Billy Preston and played with Sam Moore of Sam and Dave,
Oh
and
yeah. And what a
played with Willie and Waylon and
yeah. I
a
was going
bunch
to
of
mention
things.
that. I remembered that you had played with Willie and Waylon and the boys. You were one of the boys, right?
Yeah,
That's
well, I
awesome.
didn't tour with them, but I played on a couple of their records,
Okay.
and I wound up singing backup also on Always on My Mind.
Really?
And yeah, I've done backup singing as well as guitar playing on a bunch of records, and
Yeah.
and that was a big thrill. So
Sure. Yeah. Well, it's a wonderful part of what we get to do. We get to be eventually a lot of times friends with the people that we grew up, just loving.
uh-huh.
It's just a good one of the perks of this industry. There are a lot of down things, but that's certainly one of the perks for sure.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It's really nice to meet some of your musical heroes and
Yes.
get to know them, and it's great.
Yeah. Well, I know you've influenced a lot of folks through the years too. And guys, if you're interested, and you should be if you're not, you should check out is it theboxtops.com or just boxtops.com
I
online?
think it's just boxtops.com.
Okay, so boxtops.com. See where these guys are playing. They're still making music out there, and it's amazing. They've got some horns, and then also just check out Gary Talley online as well. And he's just a great guy, and he's doing a lot of great things musically, and can help you do things musically as well. So Gary, thank you so much for being part of Swanky Southern Nights. Appreciate you so much.
Thanks, Mackie. I appreciate you letting me be a part of it.
Absolutely. Well, you take care and keep making great music.